brighten up those dark mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Mornings at the Cabin. Wheeler and Lecter. Ollie has died. No, he is on assignment in Dubai covering cricket, as he always is when he's out of the office.
You got to stop making these dying jokes.
Well, why? Because someone's going to be dead one of these
People
mornings?
take us literally sometimes.
Do they?
Sometimes.
Oh my God!
I know, it's
Oh,
terrifying.
wow, no, this is all of this is, what would you say? Kayfabe. No?
Is that kayfabe?
I don't know, probably not.
I don't know.
Just acting like Ollie is dead. That's good kayfabe.
Remember that one time you said he was off in Dubai?
I just said
cricket?
it. Yeah. And someone took us seriously.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, when's Ollie back from Dubai?"
Yeah. How was your trip? He was like, "What?"
What do you mean?
Just
mornings,
something to keep in mind.
That's right. Mornings at the Cabin. It's a frosty morning. It's 0.2 above zero. Frost, a thick frost all over my window this morning. There were calls for a little bit of snow overnight. I don't think it happened, but there are calls for snow today.
It's certainly frosty.
It's certainly frosty.
No doubt about that.
It's cold for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's cold out there in the world. A lot of things going on. A political campaign heating up here in our own country as well, south of the border, even though they're a year from actually having an election? Over a year from actually having an election. They've been in full swing for the last 6 months or so. And that's the craziest thing about that.
I'll tell you one thing that's heating things up.
Global warming?
No.
Climate change?
No.
Organic foods?
Maybe.
What is it?
The Cabin Radio Jesse Wheeler for Deputy MLA campaign video.
It is starting to heat up. A lot of people have liked it. A lot of people have shared it.
A lot of people have shamed it.
Yeah, well, you got to shame it. If you're not going to get behind the message, you got to shame the message.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Hall & Oates, Mornings at the Cabin, She's Gone. Their number 2 track. It went to number 2 back in 1972. Were they around in 1972?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. 82 then.
Probably.
Had they broken up by then?
I don't think so.
They're still together.
I think so.
I think so.
I don't know much about Hall & Oates. I'm not going to lie to you.
Either do I. Yeah, that's about it. I don't know. They look like Michael McKean and Harry Shearer put together. If you get that joke, you watch a lot of 80s SNL. Mornings at the Cabin, Wheeler and Lecter with you on your Wednesday morning, a frosty one. Yellowknife, where fall goes to die and doesn't actually rear its ugly head whatsoever. I mean, we've had some yellow leaves. It's been cooler, but like we moved into the frost pretty quick.
Yeah, we've wasted no time.
We want to get into this winter thing.
Yeah.
That's where we make our money.
That's right.
If anything, we should be having a longer winter. We're going to hang our hats on tourism. Let's try to figure out how to make this winter longer. I want beginning of September, end of June.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then slowly get into summer through July, and then slowly get back into winter through August.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically what we had the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we got no time for fall. I'm waiting for my one crossover kind of activity that I think for Nicole and I has become a bit of a tradition. I'm like really looking forward to it. Once we get our first like snow and ice on the lake, we go for a kayak through the ice.
There you go. Break up that ice.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
No, it's not.
It could be.
No.
Why not?
I mean, don't anybody else do it, but
that's right.
It's our thing anyway. Don't steal our bit.
Don't steal our bit. We will smash your head into the pavement.
We're not going to do that.
I don't know. I feel like you both could snap.
Well, one day.
One day, just staring across me at the desk.
Who the heck is that paddling through the ice?
It's a nice sound. It must be a nice sound in the morning.
It is. Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of a fun, quirky little thing to do. It's like, the whole, well, it's kind of similar to like, well, I mean.
Going for a walk in the morning when it's cold?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No, because that's something you can do anytime.
Quirky.
It is quirky.
Is it?
Come on.
Okay, it's quirky.
It's like a much more comfortable version of like the polar plunge. Something that you just like.
Which we should do this year.
You go right ahead.
Okay. I will. No, just when you describe it as quirky. I mean, I think it is. But when you describe it as quirky, it just sounded like someone desperately trying to make themselves sound interesting. When people are like, I'm just a total nerd. Like, I love Star Wars.
Nerdy
so
stuff.
I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
So I'm a nerd. I don't even go out to the clubs.
I'm such a Trekkie.
I'm such a nerd that I just like stay in and watch movies. and like avoid people. It's like, that doesn't make you a nerd.
No.
But like,
No, that's not quirky.
no, it's not.
No.
But nerd culture is so prevalent that like people want to be in on
It's
it.
cool
Right?
now.
It's very
Yeah.
cool. It's
Yeah.
been cool for quite some time.
Yeah.
So there you go. And now kayaking when it's slightly icy, also very, very cool.
I kind of feel like that every time I walk into Tarmacon. I'm like, oh, I'm being so quirky right now.
Look at me nerding out.
look at all these cosplayers. I mean, I didn't, but I'm around them, so pretty quirky.
A couple Tarmacons ago, you and I did something slightly nerdy.
Did we?
Which is when we grabbed. So it was in the Days Inn, and I was living in Northern.
Oh, yes.
And I was living in Northern Heights, and we grabbed my custom-made Catan table.
Yeah.
And dragged it all the way down into the Days Inn and played a game, and people were impressed.
Oh, yeah. They were looking over their shoulders like, look at this quirky bunch over
That's
here.
right.
Jeez.
What a bunch of dorks.
Outdorking all of us. Bringing their custom-made Catan table.
So I will say that, yes, you are quite quirky for going for a kayak.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to hear.
That's right. That's right. You know, I'm just a nerd. I go camping. That's what I do. It's kind of a nerdy thing. So if you are just waking up, maybe tucking your head out the window there, it is frosty. Maybe do a little pre-start on your vehicle. It's a nice thick frost on your windshields.
I don't think you need to encourage people to do that. People warm up their
I'm
vehicles
just
in
letting
July.
people know. Maybe that's true. God, that is the worst. Well, because we had like kind of decidedly kind of tame summer. So like, 10 to 15 degrees. And I saw people leaving their trucks running like outside the grocery store or pre-starting their vehicles. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. It's not hot enough to have your AC.
No,
needing
not
to
hot
go.
enough to have your AC. Not
It's
cold
not
enough
cold
to
enough.
restart your friggin' vehicle. Like, let's all get on the same page here,
Yeah.
okay?
Right.
Can we all just agree that we're terrified of a 16-year-old telling us that climate change is real?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I love.
I think it's what we all needed to hear.
I
Really.
love world leaders who are still acting like they're a 16-year-old kid in high school. I'm really scared of her. She's pretty smart, and she's kind of cute. So it's weird.
Don't know where to go with that.
Oh,
really,
God,
yeah.
it's weird, man. It's weird watching adults attack a 16-year-old.
Isn't it?
For saying things that they don't agree with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit strange.
It's
a bit off-putting.
It's more than strange. It's probably the third sign of the apocalypse when we just start ripping apart kids, and while at the same time being like, "Hey, the children are our future." Not this one though.
No.
She's a jerk.
she can take a seat.
She's the pawn of big green, I guess. I don't know.
But the respectful children, the ones who mind their manners. And
That's right.
Don't say a whole lot.
And
They're our future.
and respect authority.
That's right.
No matter how stupid it sounds.
Yeah, those kids are the future.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let's save it for them.
That's right.
Let's make sure we have good economic growth for them.
The ones who are just grateful with what they have.
That's right. Why can't you just
Not
be
with
grateful?
what they could have.
That's right. Why can't you just be grateful? You are not one of those kids over there who doesn't have anything. So why can't you just shut up and just live that way?
Did she even get permission from her parents to do all this?
Oh no, they're dead.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
I wanted to talk a little bit about de-aging in movies. Now, The Irishman, the new Scorsese movie, it just released another trailer in which it kind of showcases the de-aging CGI on Robert De Niro, because they're showing Robert De Niro through the ages, right? So this is the big and most anticipated, one of the most anticipated Scorsese movies in a long time, because it's reuniting De Niro and Pacino in a movie together. Joe Pesci's in it, and they've got a lot of de-aging technology going on. So if you don't know what de-aging technology is, it's just the CGI, the act of using CGI to de-age somebody. So they did it in the first movie they did it in, well, Marvel did it in, was like Ant-Man. They did it on Michael Douglas.
Oh, okay.
And then Paul Rudd. They did it on Michael, who doesn't age. They did it on Michael Douglas, and then they did it for Robert Downey Jr. in Civil War. Okay. Captain America Civil War. They made him look like 19 again. And they made like Michael Douglas look like he was in his 30s. And then they did it for Samuel L. Jackson in Marvel and Captain Marvel, right? And now they've used it, they've kind of gradually made it more and more. Like the scene in Ant-Man was pretty short. The scene in Civil War was pretty short. Samuel L. Jackson.
Ant-Man was short. Anyway.
The one for Captain Marvel, Samuel L. Jackson, was on screen for probably 45 to 50 minutes in de-aged CGI.
Okay.
So now it's kind of expanding. They're getting better at it. So this year, there's a movie where Will Smith today fights a clone of himself that's half his age. So it looks like Will Smith from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, my God.
So that's huge. Like, that's a huge amount of that CGI, right?
Yeah.
And then they're using it for Robert De Niro in this Irishman movie. And it looks okay. You can tell because the person is still the person, right?
They're still them.
They're still them. So they still kind of like sound like them a little bit because there's only so much you can do to de-age the voice.
Right. Yes.
And they still move like them too.
Yeah.
So it's Robert De Niro looking 30, but moving like an 80-year-old because he's like 80. So there's something a little odd to it.
I wonder if Will Smith can still hit those high-pitched screams that he used to do in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
Just be like,
I can't even do it now. I'm in my mid-30s.
I can't
My
even.
early 30s. My early to mid-30s. But I want to talk about, we're seeing, obviously, like, remakes, prequels, sequels. So we're like, and we're probably going to start running out of those ideas, right? There's even talks of remaking Princess Bride.
Yeah, there's been a lot of fury over that.
Well, the meme of this is that the whole world can't agree on anything except one thing.
Yeah.
Do not remake Princess Bride, but they're going to go for it, I think.
You know what? I'm going to take the opposite side on this one.
No,
I
you're
would
not.
love to see
Stop
a
it.
remake.
Why?
Princess Bride.
There are very few perfect movies in the world, and that is one of them. Yeah.
But it's old.
it's so old.
Too old.
You got to make it again.
That's right.
So as we run out of ideas for prequels, sequels, and remakes and reboots, so we're going to run out of those properties to remake and reboot. So let's just reboot actors, right? We'll just, you know what I mean? Like Will Smith is in his 50s.
That's right.
Let's just have him be young in movies from now on, right? He can just do movies, or they can just CGI his young face onto a comparable person's body.
Maybe it's not even CGI. Maybe they are just so rich now.
Oh, you think they're conditioning us to for the release? No, we've been cloning people for a while. This is an actual clone of Will Smith. He's 25.
Could be cloning.
Yeah.
Or it could be some kind of ambrosia treatment.
What?
That actually makes them
that actually
younger?
makes them young?
Yeah.
Ambrosia.
They could be that rich.
Isn't ambrosia isn't that like
It's
a Thanksgiving dish? Like Jell-O and yams or something?
I think ambrosia was like something in Greek mythology that was like the stuff eternal life.
All right, fine.
It was like an eternal life guy.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I thought that was kind of interesting. So instead of having careers end or gracefully going into your 80s and doing Clint Eastwood stuff, you're just going to be I'm just going to keep being 20.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to paste my face on somebody else's body. They did that on Social Network, right? They had Armie Hammer played the Winklevoss twins.
Right.
So they had his face CGI'd onto someone else's body that looked like him, but so they could have two of them.
Well, maybe they have to, too, because these kids these days, they're just all about the YouTube star.
Yeah. What? They are?
Isn't that all kids do?
What's
They
a
just get on
YouTube star?
A YouTube star?
No, I know what they are. I just don't care.
Do you?
No, I'm just past that generation that there are some YouTube videos that I watch, but none of them have
But you don't
a
subscribe
star.
to someone's channel.
I don't have a star.
Because,
There's no star. If you make a nice video, then I'll check it out.
Yeah. But they're making a lot of money doing that.
Apparently.
So maybe movies are just no, why would I waste my time with that when I can just sit in my room, sit in my bedroom, jump on my YouTube channel, and just rake in millions of dollars.
There is a problem with that, and that is that someone who hasn't been I don't know, there's a problem with people who have been trained as well, but people who have been trained to actually, I don't know, create content that is good. Then you get people like Logan or Jake Paul who walk through a forest in Japan and here's a dead body. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm so emotional right now.
Yeah,
Follow my page. It's it's gross.
Yeah.
And that guy has no idea what he's doing, but he rakes in millions of dollars as well. And his whole group is 12-year-old girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just love a blonde guy who just doesn't care.
That's right.
Yeah.
So free.
It's pretty so free. Ew. So de-aging in movies, it's a little off-putting. There's a little bit of uncanny valley thing going on there.
Yeah. Did you, speaking of Robert De Niro, and we were talking about the Emmys earlier this week, did you know that he got nominated for an Emmy for his Robert Mueller impression on Saturday Night Live?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Special guest star on a variety series.
Why?
Well, because there's very few guest stars on variety series, so it's anyone who guest stars on anything or does it for a while. Alec Baldwin got it for Trump.
Yeah, but I mean, SNL's all about it these days.
Oh, yeah.
And De Niro's Mueller was not good.
No, it was just De Niro.
It was just, Robert De Niro did a thing. Well, let's give him an award for it.
Scenes on the cabin.
You must be hungry. Here you go.
You better be able to pay for that.
Pay?
No one steals from my cart.
I'm sorry, sir. I don't have any money.
Hey!
Please, if you let me go to the palace, I can get some from the Sultan.
Do you know what the penalty is for stealing?
No, please.
Thank you, kind sir. I'm so glad you found her. I've been looking for you.
What are you doing?
Just play along.
You know this girl?
Sadly, yes. She's my sister. She's a little crazy.
She said she knew the Sultan.
Yeah, she thinks the monkey is the Sultan.
Oh, why, Sultan, how may I serve you?
Tragic, isn't it? But no harm done. Come along, sis. Time to go see the doctor.
Hello, doctor. How are you?
No, not that one. Come on, Sultan.
Scenes from the cabin.
Know the movie? Submit your guess to mailbox@cabinradio.ca or send us a message on Facebook for your chance to win gift certificates to some awesome Yellowknife restaurants, including the Monkey Tree Pub and Steak Restaurant, the Woodyard Brewhouse and Eatery, Flavor Trader, Copperhouse Eatery and Lounge, or Javaroma. Listen to Cabin Radio every weekday to win, or download the Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
Candidates for MLA here in the North has been endorsed by a wrestling superstar.
Mm-hmm.
And this is no joke. Now, I mean, we can't endorse. We can't endorse anybody. We can't get anybody any free airplay as to show any kind of support one way or the other.
Right.
So I think we should just play it, and maybe people can guess who it is. Or what do you want to do?
Well, we gotta cover ourselves, and there has been a few comments that maybe we've been towing the line a little bit with this territorial election.
Who said that?
I'm not going to say who.
Who said that?
That is also classified information.
Who said that?
But yeah, there's been a couple indications that maybe we've been pushing it a little. But we do that on Mornings at the
Well,
Cabin.
I mean, listen. I mean, I've had a couple people email me and say, "Listen, you belong to a certain club, and that means you maybe not fit to run for deputy MLA."
Oh,
And I said, "It's just the Nintendo club." I was like, yeah.
I thought it was the club that you couldn't talk about.
The Secret World Dominating Club.
That's the one. Yeah,
Yeah. That's what. No, I can't talk about that. I can't talk about that. That is a secret. We do have a secret handshake, though.
Do you?
And rings, which are great.
Wow.
Yeah, special rings.
They
whistle.
Ring pops.
Yeah,
That whistle.
That was the ring. So we found this out this morning. This is beyond cool. This person who we are talking about is super stoked.
Yeah.
And as well he should be.
Yeah.
This person is a legend and wholeheartedly endorses this other person.
Yeah. So
we won't mention any names.
No, we won't mention any names. Like
we
said.
mentioned the name of the person who's endorsing.
Yeah,
right.
Because I mean, this the guy is honestly, he's so famous.
He's a legend.
You'd recognize him anyway.
Y2J.
Y2J.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho.
Right.
So, but we're gonna play the endorsements.
Yeah.
But we took precautions to censor any information that might give away who it is endorsing, so as to not look like we are officially endorsing this person.
Absolutely.
So here you go. Here was the video.
And just to be clear,
yeah,
even if we could endorse a person, we would not endorse this person.
Just kidding, person.
Yeah, person, you're cool. Okay, go ahead and play
So
this
here's
clip.
the video.
Hey, this is Chris Jericho, AEW World Champion and singer of Fozzy. I'm telling you to vote for
A little bit of the bubbly. Oh, the bubbly.
MLA. He's a great guy. He's very, very smart, intelligent. He's a leader. He'll do a great job for you guys. So if I lived in...
A little bit of the bubbly.
I would definitely vote for him. So since I don't live there, I'm asking you to do it for me. Vote for
Bubbly.
Do it. Oh, yeah.
I mean, that is wholehearted. That is beautiful.
Vote for Bubbly.
Vote for Bubbly. Vote for a little bit of the Bubbly. Congratulations. That is very, very cool.
That's exciting, person.
That is exciting. Yeah, that's absolutely exciting. I love Jericho.
Well,
One of my
how
favorite.
can you not?
He's Canada's greatest wrestler? Oh, no, other than Bret the Hitman Hart.
I would arguably
Easy now. Oh, no, the excellence of execution.
Tough call.
It is
tough
a
call
tough call
between those two, but
Yeah.
Chris Jericho, without doubt,
Well-
one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time.
How many times has Jericho was Jericho champion?
No,
in
I don't know.
WWE?
Who cares about that?
Come on now.
That doesn't matter.
Hitman Hart was like
He's
champion
current
like 5 times,
AEW
9
world
times.
champion. That's all
right.
that matters.
That's right.
That's
So,
right.
Yeah.
So
Again, we can't say who he was
we
talking
can't
about.
say who he was talking
But
about.
I think we could probably discern. Wonderful stuff. Congratulations, my friend. That's very cool.
I can tell you one thing. If this person does end up winning
Yeah.
their riding, they're going to be having a little bit of the bubbly.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
Wheeler, Lecter, and AJ with you on your Wednesday morning. If you didn't hear a little earlier on, we played a little clip from Chris Jericho endorsing somebody who's running for MLA here in the North. Bubbly. Bubbly. Bubbly.
One day we'll find out who that was.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Coming up, I think it's tonight, Carmen Braden releasing a new album, dropping an album tonight, and it's to be broadcast here on Cabin Radio next week.
Big couple days musically.
Absolutely. Leela Gilday with her album launch yesterday.
Yeah.
Ollie was there as well. Was he recording it?
He was, yeah.
He was. So that's we're gonna have a stream of that.
Some live Leela.
Cool.
In the very
Wonderful.
near future.
Yeah, big albums, big names, dropping big albums.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's pretty exciting.
These are all viral mixtapes. Leela talks beef. She has beef with Carmen Braden. They beef back and forth. Basically, Carmen Braden doing her best compositional work, a deep dive into the compositional world, but also beef against Leela Gilday.
We need more Yellowknife musician beef.
Yeah, that's right.
I think.
We really do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Biggie and Tupac of Yellowknife.
That's right. I'm waiting for Godson to drop a beef track on somebody. Just anyone, really. That'd be amazing. Ooh, if they don't make Family Feud, he could drop a beef track on Family Feud.
Beef track sounds so strange.
It doesn't. Beef track.
I think you're thinking a diss track.
Beef, yeah. Okay. Diss track,
I've never heard anyone called a beef track before.
Yeah, except for a butcher.
Listen, I'm pretty hip. So, except for a butcher. Here's a beef track. That tastes great.
Do you have a thicker cut of
diss
this beef
track?
Yeah,
Fine.
I prefer
Fine.
a pork track.
I'm sure you do. A diss track. My bad. I am not. I'm just a nerd. I'm such a nerd.
Yeah, well,
I'm such a nerd. I'm so quirky.
It's because we don't have beefs, so
No, we don't.
Everyone gets along up here.
Do they?
Seems that way.
I
Okay.
disagree.
I don't know that.
Do you
that's
have Facebook?
No.
Do
I
people
mean,
not
do you have
get
Facebook?
along?
No, our comment sections are usually
Who's not getting along out there?
everyone. The comment sections on our stories are usually filled with beef tracks.
Yeah. It's a 50-50 beef track out there on
That's
Facebook.
right. There's beef in that track. Beefing.
My rose-colored glasses are just quickly darkening.
Yeah.
Fade.
That's really showing your privilege.
I suppose so.
Everyone's getting along. Yeah.
I can't believe this.
Ignorance-
Everyone's not getting
ignorance
along
is bliss.
on
That's
Facebook.
right. Ignorance is bliss. I mean,
It
if you just don't think about everything, it's pretty easy to be happy.
Yeah.
You know
what
what I
are
mean?
people so mad about?
Everything.
Yeah?
Yeah, cost of living, the economy, government.
You address those in your deputy MLA
There's
I
video.
do. Cost of living increase. What else? The environment. I'll look into it.
Yeah.
I'll have my people look into that right away.
Yeah.
Government. I mean, we can have one. What else? What other issues?
Those
Yeah,
are
give
all
me some.
big
You know
issues.
what? You know what? Let's do this. Give me some issues.
Okay.
And I'll do like off the cuff. Yeah.
Okay.
What I'm gonna do.
Me getting parking tickets. Huge
AJ
issue.
will continue to get parking tickets.
Random U-turns in the middle of the street.
Well, I'm going to outlaw those by putting spikes on every median in the city.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Winter coming.
Well, I mean, if we just stick to this climate change plan, which I've outlined, which is just to use as much stuff as possible, and maybe the climate will change enough that winter won't come.
Post office lineups.
Do away with the post office completely.
Whoa.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Go back
Wow.
to Ravens.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah. Might as well.
put a little envelope around a Raven leg and let them go to Edmonton.
Probably be quicker.
Speaking of that, Ravens.
Ravens? Ooh, I don't know. I mean, we could train them. This is what I'm thinking. Train them, and then you could vote using a raven.
Okay.
Tie a little note around its foot.
Jason Melanson just messaged us with a couple potential election issues
Platform
for you
stuff,
for you to address. Horrible music requests.
Stop making them, Jason.
Okay. Dogs barking during the day instead of the night.
Stop making dogs bark, Jason.
Dogs barking at night. That one was me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dogs barking at night?
Yeah.
Euthanization.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry, no.
Drastic.
A little drastic. I don't know. Maybe
It's a hard approach.
Taking out their voice blocks, something like that. No, I mean, actually, this is a serious one because during the day, there's a dog next door barks all the time. All the time. And I just want to write a note. I haven't brought myself to write a note on their door or go and knock on the door and say, hey, can I take your dog out and train it not to be such a dick? That would be great. Can I do that? Because they leave it outside. And I mean, it's great for the dog to be outside. It's got a fenced yard. That's nice.
Right.
But it's just so bored that it just barks all the time.
Yeah.
And it sucks. I care deeply.
I'm sure dogs love having a yard, but they also like interaction too.
Yes, they
with
do.
People and,
Jason
potentially other dogs.
Also wants to know my position on horrible writing skills. Well, I don't have any. So I'm pro horrible writing skills. Because when I write emails, I feel like an idiot.
Well, you got my vote.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about my emails. Sometimes they're really overly formal, and sometimes they're just like, hey, yeah, all good, be there, seen soon. And other times they're like, in requesting this information, you have found yourself. And I just go way too much, way too overboard. And that was not a very good example. But
My thing is I always sign off with thanks, AJ.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks. Yeah, that's right.
Thanks.
That's
every
right.
time.
So if you have any more platform issues that you'd like me to address, you can send me an email at jesse@cabinradio.ca. Call the rant line, 867-675-0100, or just mailbox at cabinradio.ca, or send us a message on Facebook.
Can I just say thank you
I'd
for
like to
addressing
address
those
all these
so
things.
fearlessly?
Absolutely.
The people's champion.
Now, thank you.
Yeah.
This is what I've been trying to say.
Didn't even need to prepare you for those. You just
Listen,
attacked them head on.
If I'm going to do stuff with your money, you should probably know what I'm going to do. I mean, or at least have an idea, or at least I could say what I'm going to do, even though I might not do it.
I don't know how many times I've been like, oh, it is so affordable to live here.
Yeah.
It is a pain in the butt.
Could we spend more to live here?
Yeah.
That would be great.
I'd like to spend a few more pennies.
Yeah, that's right.
I think we'd all appreciate it more. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And as it goes for internet, I propose just turning the Blanket Tower into a giant Wi-Fi source.
Go back to 500 megs, you know?
I don't know what that means.
500 MBs.
500. I don't think we get 500 MBs now.
What? Yeah, you do.
Do you?
Get a lot more.
I don't
A
know.
lot more.
When I download on the tracker, it's like 1,000 kilobytes per second. Is that more?
I don't know what the conversion is, but a
don't know.
gigabyte
That's kilobytes,
is
megabytes,
vastly larger.
gigabytes. No, but you said megabytes.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
much smaller.
500 megabytes is half a gig.
Yes.
So you're doing 500 megabytes a second, which you do not get here at all. At all.
No.
No.
I was talking about in general, like instead of 300 gigs.
Oh, just like in life?
Yeah.
Yeah, 500 megs.
Limit us.
Yeah.
Save the climate.
Yeah. Like I'll have a T-shirt, or the new slogan is like, Jesse Wheeler for Deputy MLA. He runs 500 megabytes at a time.
With breaks.
With long breaks.
Your campaign's getting a little too technical here. I feel like you're in danger of falling off the rails and not connecting with the average voter who has no idea what we just said in the last 2 minutes.
That's right. And if I want to get some of that hardcore Yellowknife vote, I got to get back on the rails.
That's right. Back to picking a side.
Yeah, that's right.
Because it's time.
That's right. It's time
Avoid
to
any beef tracks.
It's time to decriminalize beef tracks and rails.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca and by following the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page.